Today we're going to talk about the most important scene in Happy Gilmore and why it's important to your finances. So let's check it out.
Grandma? Grandma? Hey, put that stuff down. It's my grandmother. Get it out, kid. We're just doing our jobs.
What are you talking about?
Your grandmother hasn't paid her taxes in over a decade.
What? Grandma, you didn't pay your taxes?
I would have, but I didn't have any money.
Where are you taking all her stuff?
So I'm going to pause right there real quick. So this goes back to one of Rich Dad Poor Dad's concepts that your house that you live in isn't actually an asset. And most people consider the house that they own, essentially, if you've paid off your mortgage, that it is an asset. And of course it has value in some way because it's reduced the amount maybe that you would normally pay in rent. But ultimately, you don't really own the house. So let's say you still have a mortgage. Obviously, if you quit paying your mortgage, then the bank just takes it over and you've lost all that money that you've put in for your mortgage payments and your down payment, and the bank just takes it over. But now let's look at, in this situation on Happy Gilmore, where she didn't pay her taxes. Well, when you don't pay your taxes, even if she's had her mortgage paid off for years, she still doesn't really own it. The government owns it. They're just going to take it back over, sell it, and then take the tax money that they need, the back tax money. And so there's one thing where you maybe don't really own your property, but additionally, even if you've paid off all of your mortgage, you still have expenses that come out. And this is what Rich Dad says is an asset is something that puts money in your pocket, and a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. So even if you've paid off your mortgage, you still owe taxes, insurance, maintenance. So there's always money coming out of your pocket, even with this supposed asset. So let's keep going.
I'm not taking your stuff, okay? The government is. It's not like I'm taking your stuff over to my place or something like that, all right? So don't get mad at me.
But she's an old lady. I mean, look at her. She's old. You can't just take her stuff. She's too old.
I'm sorry. I have no discretion here. Her stuff is now our stuff.
Well, at least we got the house, right? I mean, I can bring furniture from my place over here. We're going to be okay, Grandma.
Now you're really going to be mad. I have to take the house, too.
No, look, pal. My grandfather built this house with his bare hands. My grandma's been here over 60 years. You can't take her house.
Mrs. Gilmore owes the IRS $270,000 in back taxes.
Oh, my God.
We have to take the house. And if you can't get the money together in 90 days, we're going to have to sell the house to someone else. You hate me, don't you?
No, I don't hate you.
He hates me.
As do I. I am not a fan of the IRS or the government. Okay, so we've gone over why your house that you live in isn't necessarily an asset, but what would make it an asset? Well, how would you make it put money in your pocket? Well, that's if you turn it into a rental property. And in that case, you have to buy a house that, even with a mortgage and all the expenses that come with it, including a property manager, if a renter that is installed in that place pays all of those expenses and there's still money left over that put money in your pocket, now you're talking that's an asset. So that's the lesson here from Happy Gilmore, but we're going to now skip to the next time he's at the house. So this next scene, we're going to see the other Rich Dad lesson, which is looking at something and saying, instead of saying, I can't afford that, look at it and say, how can I afford that? And coming up with creative ways to either purchase an asset that will then buy your liability, or some other creative way that you can acquire this thing that you need, this liability. And typically you want to buy a liability with an asset first. But this is another important scene in Happy Gilmore of finding that way to buy grandma's house.
Now, cut the golf sissy crap and finish up in there.
Relax. Think of it as a way to enjoy your grandma's possessions for another half hour.
Oh, my God, you got a hold of that one.
I'd like to see you try it.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. Sorry, ladies, I'm not the golfing type.
I'll tell you what. You hit a ball past my ball, and we'll go straight back to work so you can watch your precious hockey game.
Give me the stupid club. Look at this stupid thing.
This is gonna be hilarious.
So in this scene, obviously he comes up and finds a new talent that he didn't know he had.
Holy shit! Go back to work.
That house is like 400 yards away.
Is that good?
That's unbelievable.
Beginner's luck. $20 says you can't do it again.
Bring it on.
So he discovers this new talent that he has. He's terrible at hockey. Discovers he's great at golf.
Shouldn't have been standing there.
One more time.
And now how can you capitalize on that talent?
Better pay up.
Now most people don't have this hidden talent they didn't know about. This is a movie. But this is where you need to think about what are your talents, what are you good at, and how can you capitalize on that to get what you need.
Get back inside.
Hey, you made a bet. Pay the man.
And this is what sparks him right here to go, hey, I just made money on this new talent. How can I make this work? And of course, his first effort isn't that lucrative because he just shows off his skill, but ultimately it leads to him being, winning this major golf tour. Lots of money.
Step right up, folks. See if you can outdrive the amazing golf ball whacker guy.
So what talent is it that you have that you could be the next golf ball whacker guy? Really, it's about how can you afford something instead of I can't afford that, and taking that word can't out of your mindset. So hopefully you've learned a couple things from Happy Gilmore today, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching the Money Act YouTube channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And don't forget to click on the links below as well to find out more about what we do here at Money Act. Thanks so much.